Hi Cancer, welcome to your week ahead reading for May 17th. Yes? No? Yes. May 17th through May 23rd. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below. Hello. Okay, that was gonna jump. Here it is. Okay. If this is about you, obviously, if this is about you and a person, this could resonate with theirs or your moon, rising, or Venus sign. Okay, so we have the Four of Cups there. Okay. All right, Cancer. For Cancer, the week May 17th through 16th. Cancer. Okay. All right. Ace of Swords. Okay, wow. So is that what related to the Four of Cups? This whole thinking and coming to epiphanies and making decisions and just kind of getting some clarity about things, being decisive. Seven of Swords. Another decisive, a lot of mental activity. Temperance. No. Wait a minute. It was like this, right? So how would that work then? If it was like this, it would be like that. Okay, so Temperance, Two of Wands, Nine of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Pentacles. All right, little guys. Okay, so put it over there. Interchangeable. Interesting. Watching and waiting, having balance. Okay. What's going on here? Well, money's not an issue. Another winning week. Are you worried about it going somewhere though? Or it feels like there's a little bit of worry. Well, okay. I'm looking over here talking to me and then I see this. Okay. Or is that related? Is that related to work? What's this Nine of Swords about? Nine of Swords. Okay. So this isn't, I don't think this is, you're not worried about money per se. Because it just, maybe you're just not, maybe you've gotten used to it. And it's not like you're kind of shocked or wowed by it. Or, it's not maybe that you haven't even gotten used to it. It's that other things are taking precedent. So you're kind of taking your security for granted. I still feel like it's kind of newfound security, or it still feels new, but it doesn't feel new this week. It just feels like it's on the back burner because you're worried about other things. So the winning streak continues, but it's not prioritized this week. There's something you're worried about. What's this Temperance about? Come on, there it is. What's this Temperance about? This could be Sagittarius, by the way. What's this Temperance about? Lovers. Okay, so that's your, okay. You've made a decision. What's this Wheel of Fortune? Three of Wands. Wow. Okay. Two of Wands. Looks like new job offer coming in. Two of Cups. Okay, so on its face, if we're just reading for simplicity here, this could be you're offered a new job in another city or another whatever, and it kind of concludes a relationship for you because you choose that over the relationship. But you're it looks like for the Cancers that I'm reading for, it looks like you're agonizing over a decision to walk away from something or leave a relationship behind, or to walk away from a relationship. And so it's almost like there's opportunity in front of you, but you don't choose romance, you choose work. So you're either actively leaving a relationship, you've made your decision, you're not happy about it, but you felt like it was necessary, and you're leaving something behind because you just feel like It's just not, you need to do it. You need to walk away from this relationship, and you're trying to make peace with yourself for that. Or you're agonizing over a decision and it involves moving for a job. So that's kind of this, that's like two disparate things here. Why don't I finish the reading? Okay. And I have to remember it's only a week reading. It's not the whole month thing. Like I can get going and go down a rabbit hole. What's this Seven of Swords about? Strategic energy right there. 10 of Swords. So that's why you're agonizing over the decision, because you've made the decision. That damage is done. The trauma's happened. It's still fresh for you. It's this 8 of Pentacles. This 8 of Pentacles. Cancer. Okay. Yeah. So you're going to be throwing yourself into new work or work to manage this, you thinking about this. Because there's a lot of mental energy going into a relationship ending, and you're even thinking about, should I have done the right thing? I know it's the right thing to do, but it's that whole bargaining thing everybody does. We all do it. So it's for the best. You know it's for the best. But you're thinking about it quite a bit, and I feel like you almost feel better instantly, but the mental about it is still there. It's good that it happened. It had to happen. You needed to do what you needed to do, but there's still a lot of mental energy spent on thinking about that. It feels related to work. It feels like this is something to do with a romance at work, or you're connected through work somehow. That's how you met. I think that's happening a lot, just because where else is anybody going to date? You know, like nobody's out there on the dating apps and doing the dating stuff. So maybe, but this feels like a work situation too. A work romance, not just work romance. Connected to work somehow. Maybe that's why you ended. Okay, so maybe that's why you ended it, because it was the right thing to do, but you're like, oh my gosh, okay. And then circling back around again, it feels like you've got new opportunities in front of you, not for dating, because you're not really looking for that, but it feels like work, and you take it over the budding romance that you just ended for strategic purposes, because you had to. It was the right thing to do. But you're still, for some reason, the decision or the situation is still really bothering you. And so it's back to basics, because that's how we manage everything. We bring everything back down to a secure level, but you're thinking about it a lot. And it's kind of frustrating too, because there's that clarity. You know, logically, it was the right thing to do. There's all that clarity, but it's still bugging you. There's still that. And it's like, where's the disconnect then? If I know I did the right thing, or if the right thing happened, why am I still thinking about this? Because that's what Cancers do. All right, what else for Cancer? What else for Cancer here? I'm still not clear on there's that conflict. And it's like doing the right thing, knowing you did the right thing, but you're still kind of internally battling something. What's this 2 of Wands about? What's 2 of Wands about? Yeah, what's this? Okay. What's this Wheel of Fortune about? This feels like you are opting for what is safe, because you just don't want to risk it with... I don't think this is somebody new. I don't think this is somebody from your past. I think this is something new that just as it was starting to get off the ground, you shut it down, or it got shut down. And you're not wanting to... you're glad for it because stability is restored and everything's back to normal again. But you're thinking about it a lot. And there's if it's almost like you're thinking, if it wasn't under this circumstance or these circumstances where we worked or whatever, woulda, coulda, shoulda, could it be different? This feels like a work situation, romance. And then it feels like as soon as it got started, it got shut down because it was for the best. But you're thinking about it and you're wondering if it would be different, if it was under different circumstances. And I have to remember it's only a weekly reading. It feels like there's a lot of mental energy kind of analyzing the situation, and outwardly, you appear strong and together. There's no deficit. Everything's status quo, normal, but you're struggling with this. You're also relieved. You're also relieved that you don't have to confront this because you're not fully over a past situation. You're not still interacting with that person, but you're not over something. And I think you're almost relieved that you didn't have to confront the issues that you're not still okay with, because as quick as this situation started, it ended. So it kind of relieved you of having to confront some dormant issues from a past relationship that would have, scared the bejeebies out of you or caused some issues, quite possibly. So that alone has kind of probably kept you thinking about it, like, holy cow, I didn't realize I was still worried about those issues. And if I would have gone any further with this situation, that would have come up. So I'm kind of glad it didn't, because I don't want to deal with that. I'm not ready to look at that yet. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. And I honestly, I feel like this is somebody at work. It doesn't have to be, but it really feels like this is a work situation. That's part of, that kind of has a lot to do with why it was shut down. Okay. All right. Okay, so I didn't even do that one yet. Okay. Oh, I did do that one. What else for Cancerian? Discover your courage. It's a dragon. I think part of that is you letting yourself off the hook here. Everything is returned to stasis, but it feels like you're kind of beating yourself up here. Like you think that you shouldn't have done this in the first place or something. You absolutely should have gone there, because look what you've learned. I mean, look at the reminder here. Look at, not like you should have just Thelma and Louise that. No, but it happened. There's no beating yourself up for it. It happened. You course corrected. Okay. But there's just, and that's what cancers do. There's just a lot of that kind of mental machinating and shoulding on yourself, and and it's like, and this too shall pass. You'll get over it. But you're really struggling for clarity, and you're kind of, you need to get off your own back. And I don't think this is about, I think that's part of what this is, though. I don't think this is about going back on your decision or apologizing for it or anything like that. I think this is about you letting the situation rest as is and continue the status quo. You don't have to go back and apologize or make anything up to anybody. You don't have to make it right somehow. You don't have to beat yourself up because in the name of guilt to kind of, repent or just to, atone for some transgression. It happened. I feel like this is about you letting yourself off the hook. It might, be different for you for how you're seeing it for your situation, but I feel like if someone were to look at you externally, you'd be the modicum of professionalism and everything would be fine and whatever. But internally, you have guilt, there's relief, and then you're kind of chagrined. And there's all these competing but symbiotic emotions about a situation. And I'm kind of glad it happened because it feels like you were kind of... I don't know, I don't think you realized that there were some issues that you might have still needed to deal with. And so this gave you a little reminder of that, and you're like, oh, okay, got it. Message received. But this also shows you that, you are ready to kind of take the next step with somebody. The pipes work. You know, plumbing works. You know what I mean? Like, ooh, I can be interested in someone. Ooh, I can be, you know, I still, I'm not dead inside. You know what I mean? So I think it was about that, and about letting yourself off the hook, and about like, oh hey, I'm okay. I'm okay. You know what I mean? Okay. All right. And I think there's a tendency, this feels like too, that everybody else, if you were to confide in somebody else about this, because this is very private to you, they'd be like, so what? Don't worry about it. Da, da, da. There's this and that going, oh, this and that. And I'm not talking about something egregious. I'm just talking about like maybe a workplace flirtation or something. And certain environments can be more lenient on that just because of the type of work. It's contractual, or, you know, independent contractorship, things like that. So we're not talking about like something super scandalous. But this is much more of a big deal to you because of your history and because of what, than it is to anybody else that you would tell. It's just, it's not, I think it's much more monumental or magnanimous to you than it is to a person you'd confide in or anything else. I think that this is a lot more than just kind of a workplace interest or even a peripheral, a new interest. If it's not workplace, it's somebody new. There's so much more riding on this for you because of what you confronted in this new person, in yourself, like what you confronted in yourself, the reminders, the dormant things. And so yeah, there's a lot to unpack here for you. You know what I mean? Like you privately. But so please don't be beating yourself up about that. It's like you venturing back out again, and that's what it is. Okay. Oh, gracious. Okay, so we've got, okay, so what is that? That's the 10 of Cups reversed, okay. And, okay, the Hierophant reversed. Hierophant reversed. So that's that whole, you just didn't feel right about it, unconventional type of situation, didn't want to deal with it. And this is you feeling a lot more guilty probably than you need to, but maybe it was something that you just are like, you know what, that's just not my style. That's not me. I don't, you know. So yeah, this is you not going for a situation that you just didn't feel right about, and it's not a good look, and you don't like, you know, you have more of a problem with this than maybe you need to. There's nobody there's no repercussions from this. I think you're just for your own personal standards, you kind of have an issue with how you behaved or what you might have done, and you're like, I would have never done that. I don't think that's very professional of me, or, you know, that's just beneath my dignity and all that. And so you need to let yourself off the hook, basically. And I have to remember, honestly, it's just a week reading. It's not monthly, but it seems to really bother you this week. So it's done. It's over. It happens. It's for you to examine or set down, and that's that. It is what it is. Did this person contact you outside of work though, and be like, okay, we can? I mean, and I don't mean to all of a sudden go on a different way, but honestly, there's something not finished here because you're agonizing over what happened, but also something in front of you, the potential or possibility of something in front of you. Is it that you shut it down and you're like, coulda, woulda, shoulda? Or is this person flat out going, hey, we don't have to end it there. We don't have to partake at work or in a work environment, you know, whatever that situation scenario is, because it's foggy. But I don't want it to end there. And you're like, okay, I don't know if is that why? Because you're like, I'm not ready. I don't think I'm ready. But you don't want to tell them that because you're kind of ashamed that you're still not ready. It's layered. It's very layered. You never disappoint. It's layered. It feels very strongly like it's at work. This could just be a new relationship period not connected to work. But it feels like there's work mixed in here. There's some kind of familiarity, workplace type of situation. Okay. All right. I'm stopping now because I've done all the things. Okay. So, Cancer, You have yourself a good week. This is a lot bigger in your head than it is externally. It's not even a blip on the radar, but this is huge internally for you. And then it won't be. It's going to be huge until it's not, and then you'll be able to let it go. I hope this was helpful. I hope you're not beating yourself up too much. The person is still interested in you. And I don't think they want to lend it here, but I don't think you can get past the feeling like it's just not the right thing to do. Like you just don't like the way it makes you feel cheapened or lessened, or like, okay, maybe we can, but I don't want to involve this part. I don't want it to be at work. But you haven't even decided that. You're just agonizing over the whole, or you're just really still mentally working on the situation. There's still an offer from the person, and you're kind of going back and forth about it, and I feel like you think you're not ready. So, I hope this was helpful. 20 minutes. Awesome. I hope to see you in the next reading. Thank you for your service if you're an essential worker or a first responder. Please stop beating yourself up as much as you can. Work is, everything's fine. It's just this is all internal. And I feel like you're beating yourself up. And you can, but it's not necessary. All right. And talk to somebody that can counterbalance that, because I feel like because of the shame around this, you're keeping it internal, and it's like you don't have to do that. That makes the shame worse. That makes the guilt worse, you know? Okay. Much love and support to you. This really is a good week, aside from the mental exertion on this. Honestly, it's just a low-key, stable week. All right. You take care, and you stop beating yourself up. Okay, you take care.